So I've been getting a lot of comments on TikTok, Instagram, whatever, about how the Knicks missed out on the Donovan Mitchell trade. They were addressing that I said that I'm glad we didn't get Donovan Mitchell on the expense of RJ Barrett. But Donovan Mitchell, some people are arguing Donovan Mitchell would have attracted free agents to New York. Okay. Um, First of all, I want to say we already tried that. We got Carmelo Anthony, which, by the way, I compared them, Carmelo Anthony and Donovan Mitchell. Very one-dimensional players. All they're really good for is scoring, and they have a big name to attract people coming to the Garden, right? Carmelo came. Now, somebody argued, oh, but he attracted Stat and Tyson Chandler. First of all, Stat was here before. And second of all, Tyson Chandler, no disrespect, he's not much to attract. Okay? Now we're going to get Donovan Mitchell. Who are we going to get? Who are we going to get to play alongside with Donovan Mitchell?
I don't think Melo wanted to attract players per se. I think he wanted to be the guy.
Okay, but you still have to attract players to play with you, right?
Right.
Who would
Mario was already there.
Right, exactly. So who would Donovan Mitchell attract? And I'm like, okay, well, he didn't attract anybody in Utah.
Well, he still has he has a marquee name.
Okay, fine. But he didn't attract anybody to Utah. And then somebody argued, oh, but this is Madison Square Garden. This is New York. You're never going to make anybody happy. Look, what we should do, again, I always say this. I sound like a broken record. The definition of insanity is to try something over and over and over again and expect a different result, right? The Knicks should try something new, and they're finally trying something new by accident because they really tried to get Donovan Mitchell, and they were going to sacrifice RJ Barrett. I think that you keep RJ Barrett, watch him blossom into a star. We believe he has that potential. Let's have homegrown talent. Let's become the Warriors of the East. Okay? The Warriors built the team from the ground up. Let's do the same thing. I think we can do it. We have great pieces. I'm tired of chasing these people and giving up everything we have for them. And to attract who? Who would Donovan Mitchell attract? Sabonis? Like, who's he gonna attract? Who's gonna come to play with him here? Who? Giannis is he's set on Milwaukee. He won a championship.
Who are the upcoming free agents?
I don't even know who the upcoming free agents are, but honestly, Luka Doncic, not available. Ja Morant, not available, right?
Well, you're also naming these superstar players who are not going to leave their teams.
Okay, so then who is worth attracting then?
I don't know, but RJ Barrett, I think people are not giving him enough credit yet, and maybe rightfully so, but he might be actually better than people think.
First of all, the reason I believe in RJ Barrett is this. Again, he's gotten numbers by this age that only Kobe Bryant, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, and Luka Doncic got. He's one of the 5 players to do
that.
What
kind of numbers, though? Because you mentioned this last time.
Points, rebounds, and I think 3-pointers
made.
Made.
Points scored?
Yeah.
As a rookie,
by a certain age, by the age of 22.
Okay.
Something like that, yeah.
That's not really a big deal.
Okay, but think about it.
It's like saying Tyreek Evans won Rookie of the Year, so now he's going to be a superstar.
But think about it. He's joining the crew of Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Luka Doncic, and Kobe Bryant. That's pretty damn impressive, okay? Fine, that aside. He's a good all-around player. He's getting better and better every year. And I think this actually could be his year. Why? He got that max extension. I don't think the Knicks would give it to him if they didn't think he was worth it. Julius Randle, it's a blessing in disguise that he played like crap last year. So the first year of Tom Thibodeau, Julius Randle played phenomenally. He fell off the year after. Now there's no excuse. Julius Randle can't expect this to be his team. He knows this is RJ Barrett's team now. So this is finally going to be year 1 of RJ Barrett's team officially. He's got a point guard in Jalen Brunson. Again, RJ's getting better and better every year. Mitchell Robinson. These pieces, they're all getting better.
So I know people are hard on the Knicks, and I don't blame them, but let me ask you something. So everyone's saying the Cavs are going to be a great team now because of the addition of Donovan Mitchell, right?
They will be a great team, absolutely.
But last year they made what spot in the playoffs?
The Cavs?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Let me see.
I know they didn't go far, right? They probably didn't go past the first round.
No.
So my point is, okay, the Knicks regressed last season,
Because
right?
of
Or
Julius Randle.
is it regressed or digressed?
I'm not sure.
I think it's regressed.
I'm not sure, and it doesn't matter. They started to suck, and it's all
Yeah.
Julius Randle's fault.
So my point is that I think people are putting the Cavs on a pedestal, and they're not really. I think the Knicks are arguably better because yeah, you have a great center on the Cavs. Who's that guy again? I forgot
Evan
his
Mobley,
Evan Mobley, but
Jared Allen.
the Jared Allen. But the Knicks, I think, on paper compared to the Cavs, are just as good, maybe if not better.
It's weird.
Minus Donovan Mitchell, he doesn't count
Right.
yet.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Because Donovan Mitchell aside, so it's weird because Donovan Mitchell. So I think
We also have a really deep bench.
Yeah.
The Cavs don't. We have a
Exactly.
really, really deep bench.
Absolutely. And you know what? I think overall, RJ will be the better player eventually than Donovan Mitchell. But as of now, as it stands, yes, Donovan Mitchell is arguably better than the whole Knicks team. But collectively, the Knicks are a better team on paper than the Cavs. Absolutely. We have a great bench. Again, quickly, Toppin, they're all getting better. We have Quentin Grimes. This is going to be an exciting team to watch. And you know what? As long as they're playing competitively and we at least make the play-in spot, I'll be happy. I just want to do youth development. I'm tired of chasing these names and having one successful season and then falling flat on our face. We did it with Stephon Marbury. We did it with Carmelo Anthony. And I'm so happy we're not doing it again with Donovan Mitchell.
And also, I think that Evan Fournier will have a bounce back season. He's always been a solid, consistent player. And overall, I'm not sure how he played on the Knicks. I think everyone gave him high expectations to perform well. But in Orlando and on the Celtics, I think he was a solid enough player to contribute.
Yeah.
And I think that he's going to do well. So, yeah, I think we got to give him a chance. I'm glad we didn't get Donovan Mitchell in expense for RJ Barrett and all the other young guys.
Absolutely. And you know what? Evan Fournier is going to be as good as he needs to be. Whether he starts or come off the bench, we're relying on a bunch of other players now. Now we have Jalen Brunson. We're going to have a healthy Quentin Grimes. This is RJ Barrett's team. We're giving him the keys to drive the car. So this is it. I'm very happy.
I think that they're going to I think the Brunson is going to be the go-to first option. But I think that's going to take a weight off Randle's shoulders because now he doesn't have to worry about that.
Yes.
He's a great point forward. I think Randle's underrated, actually.
You know what? Randle's going to have a bounce back season. I think we're having a great team. I'm so happy this Donovan Mitchell thing didn't happen. I can't stress it enough. And it's crazy because people believe more in the Lakers than they do the Knicks. Now, the Lakers didn't even make the play-in tournament last year.
Lakers are
granted, they have
shambles.
LeBron James, they have Anthony Davis. Look, I think the Lakers are in decent shape. I think they'll bounce back because if they end up keeping Russell Westbrook, most likely they're going to bring him off the bench, right? So at the starting lineup, you're going to have either Patrick Beverley or Dennis Schroeder, probably Patrick Beverley, LeBron, AD, right? You're going to have those guys. And then if you have Russell Westbrook come off the bench and give that boost to the second unit and he can't clash with the other stars, because Russell Westbrook, unfortunately, plays better when this is the only guy. But then again, he played decent with Paul George, didn't he?
He played well, Paul George. He carried the Wizards when Bradley Beal was injured. But now that you mentioned the second unit, I'm thinking, who do they even have on the second unit besides for potentially Westbrook and or Schroeder?
They have some other pieces, but
I don't know who. I don't think they have anyone.
They're going to have Dennis Schroeder. I don't know who else.
That team is trash.
I
I'm not saying this as a LeBron hater or Laker hater.
Listen,
but that team is trash.
I think at the best, I think they can make the play-in tournament. But that's it. And again, these Laker fans are delusional. They're putting this team on a pedestal. And I don't know, man.
Like your fans
let's
need to
see.
give it up and join the Clippers.
And you know what? I predicted this when they got Russell Westbrook last year. I'm like, man, this is not going to work out well. You know,
At least LeBron gave you guys the Mickey Mouse ring.
what Mickey Mouse ring? What are you talking?
The
Oh,
bubble.
yeah, whatever. It's okay. We'll give him that victory. It's fine.
That's why everyone calls it the Mickey Mouse ring.
Yeah. What else? Oh, yeah, it's really sad what happened with the Boston Celtics, right?
I'm not done talking about the Lakers.
Go ahead. Finish with the Lakers. I thought you were done about talking about the
No,
Lakers.
you just assumed. So, yeah, Anthony Davis.
You know what? While you're talking, I'm going to look up their roster.
Anthony Davis, I think I probably already said this before in some of the other videos, but whatever.
Go ahead.
Anthony Davis is a third option. I think Anthony Davis is a third option on a playoff team. The Lakers are not even a playoff team at this point. And I'm not taking anything away from LeBron. So everyone that's going to blow up the comment section, they need to calm themselves because LeBron James is still the GOAT and one of the best. But he's also, like 36 already? There's only so much he could do.
Right.
I think people are putting Anthony Davis on a pedestal and expecting him to be the superstar player. But this guy gets injured from eating a bag of chips.
Yeah, and again, Laker fans, you need to understand. We're coming to you as Knicks fans. We understand being fans, but you have to learn from us to keep it real. But you guys have nothing to worry about. You have a dynasty team. You'll bounce back eventually. You won the ring with LeBron. Eventually you guys will be great again. You have an amazing organization. I'll give you guys that.
We could actually help you guys cope with losing.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. But here, look, I'm looking at their roster actually, and you're right. Who do they have? Matt Ryan, Javante McCoy. They got Jay Huff, Dwayne Bacon, Cole Switter.
I think there are a bunch of
Scottie
second
Pippen
round.
Jr., Lonnie Walker the fourth. Fine, you got Russell Westbrook, Dennis Schroeder, Juan Toscano Anderson, Austin Reeves, Damian Jones, Kendrick Nunn, LeBron James, Max Christie, Anthony Davis, Wayne Gabriel, Patrick Beverly, Troy Brown Jr., and Thomas Bryant. This team is very underwhelming. And honestly, what you said about Anthony Davis is so right. And this is not to knock Anthony Davis. He's a fantastic talent. I think he was one of the
injury prone
best players that the Pelicans might have had, arguably in history. But it's not his fault. He's just injury prone at this point. If he was healthy, absolutely, he can even maybe be a first option on a team.
I don't know if he's the best player the Pelicans had. I mean, I'm not even talking about Zion, but what about, are you counting Chris Paul as for the Hornets?
You're right, actually. My bad. Chris Paul is better.
Who else do they have?
Chris Paul is better, but he doesn't have a championship. But to be fair, he never played with somebody like LeBron James. But yeah, I would say Chris Paul. That's a whole nother conversation. But the Pelicans, you see, I'm always confused about this, by the way. Because the Pelicans came from New Orleans originally, right? New Orleans Pelicans. No, what am I saying? They were the what am I saying? They didn't originally come from New Orleans. They originally came from Charlotte. So they were the New Orleans Pelicans, but before that they were the Charlotte Hornets. New Orleans Hornets, Charlotte Hornets. They had Muggsy Buggs, Larry Johnson. They had all these other guys. Then they moved the team to New Orleans. They become New Orleans Hornets. Chris Paul was part of that move, I think, right?
I don't know.
I think he might have been. And then now you have the Charlotte Bobcats, and now they became the Charlotte Hornets. So let's say if the New Orleans Hornets at the time that were Charlotte Hornets won a chip, would that count for Charlotte or would that count for New Orleans?
I think it counts with the original franchise.
So,
because Lakers were in Minnesota at one point. They're called Minnesota Lakers. In the 50s.
Are you sure it was Minnesota? Because
Yeah.
I know, no, you're right. They were somewhere else. But let's say they won a championship back then. Would that count for the Lakers?
I think so. Yeah,
So you're
same
saying it counts with the
organization,
franchise,
the franchise.
not the city.
No,
So let's say the Knicks move to whatever. They take the championships, the 2 championships with them, and we have nothing. We have to start from scratch. Is that how that works?
on second thought, yeah, I think it should technically then stay with the city.
It's such a mind F. Such a mind F. Can't curse. But you guys know what I was saying. Um yeah, so the Lakers have no one.
So yeah, what about Boston and that whole cheating scandal?
So yeah, Boston Celtics, it's such a shame because I didn't even know what happened. And I thought whatever he did, it's cruel to suspend them for the whole year. But then later the story kept unfolding, and it was something along the lines of he had an affair with the CFO's wife, and they gave him a warning to stop even. They even gave him a warning, and he continued, and he was being inappropriate about it.
And the wife worked for the organization as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So I can see that. Most likely, I don't think he will come back given the circumstance.
And let's not forget, he was married. I think he was married to Nia Long, who is quite a beautiful woman.
You know, it's funny with these guys that cheat on their wives. They're always like the hottest woman in the world, and then they end up cheating with them, on them. And most of the time, it's somebody who's not as attractive as their wife. Like, how do you explain that? I don't know how the CFO's wife looks like, by the way. This no disrespect. I'm just saying in general. Like Tiger Woods did it, right?
I hope that they should. I think they should fire the coach, and they should also fire that woman too.
Well, I don't think she works for the organization, does she?
She does.
What does she do?
I don't know, but I that's what I read, that she also works for the organization
This is
along with her
so
husband, who's the
embarrassing.
CFO of the
Right.
Celtics.
This is so embarrassing for the husband. And I remember a Barbosa slept with Steve Nash's wife, I believe, back in the Phoenix days. And they traded him or they let him go, whatever it was, because it's like, how can Steve Nash be in the same organization, especially as the star player? So here it's like, I don't see this guy coming back as coach. And it's such a shame. You know what this reminds me of? He basically kind of did what Will Smith did in a way, right? At the top of his career, he ruins it like that. Like Will Smith ruined it on the same hour he won the Oscar.
Yeah, that's pretty insane. Yeah,
And this guy is a rookie coach, right? He never coached anybody in the NBA.
no,
Rookie
he was
coach.
assistant coach with the Spurs for a long time.
Okay, but he's a rookie head coach. He takes a Boston team that started out shaky. They're young. Nobody really thought they'd go anywhere. People were looking at the Nets and the Bucks more. He takes them to the finals. He sweeps the Nets. What a story. Goes to the finals. Loses in 6 games. He didn't get swept. That was a hell of a fight they put up. And everybody was expecting them to come back stronger with Brogdon on the roster. They got, okay, Gallo got injured. They got Blake Griffin. I don't know. I'm surprised they didn't get Carmelo. Carmelo would have been a great fit, I think, for that team. But he's so silly. So silly to do that. I'm sure he'll get another chance coaching a different franchise. But now that's like restarting, starting. Like, why would he do that?
And like, why continue? Why continue when, especially in the team, told you to stop, and I'm sure they told you what the consequences were. Especially, it's a person, a woman that works in the organization. It's insane.
And he's married
Yeah,
on
and
top of that. And she's beautiful on top of that.
yeah, and it's just like, yeah, he was no like whack coach. Also, he, like you said, he had potential to be a great coach for the future, but
And now it's sad for Boston because we don't know if this new coach will be good. And coaches are everything. They're the leader of the team. I don't care what anybody says. Like Michael Jordan, he had a really good coach in Doug Collins, but they couldn't quite get far enough. They fired him, which was a ballsy move. They got Phil Jackson. Okay, year one was shaky, but then they won 6 championships. So coaches are everything. If you get, we don't know if this new coach will have what it takes. Hopefully he will. Um, we'll see what happens.
Also, who's available right now as a head coach that might actually be
Mike
good?
D'Antoni, but he's not the kind of coach for Boston. I don't see them doing that 7 seconds or less stuff.
I
Uh,
mean,
I
they'll
don't
get
think
a
Brad
they'll.
Stevens would like him for that team.
Yeah, I feel like he is always his name always comes up in coaching when
Oh, but you
teams
know what?
search coaches.
I'll tell you who I like. Kenny Atkinson. Isn't he still available? Or did he get taken?
Well, he's an assistant coach, but yeah,
Did Frank Vogel get hired somewhere or no?
I don't
After
think
the
so.
Lakers departure?
I don't think so.
Hmm. Hmm.
Or I think he did. No, isn't he in Orlando now?
I don't know. No, he was in Orlando before the Lakers.
Oh, but it's not his fault for. I mean, they criticize him, but again, that's like a whole different story. The Lakers are
This is a
a
whole different
dumpster fire.
story, but this is what pisses me off about the Lakers. They found a scapegoat in Russell Westbrook and Frank Vogel. That's messed up. Okay, Russell Westbrook at one point was a triple double machine. He's still really good. And a guy like LeBron couldn't figure out how to play with him. I don't know, man.
And yeah, and it's obvious that LeBron and AD are boys, right? So, and you can't fault a man for having injuries. It's not his fault. I get it, but it's like it's not Westbrook's fault that he doesn't fall in line to what like LeBron James says. And I mean, do we want him on the Knicks? I don't think so because he's gonna potentially hurt the growth of our young guys.
Yeah, and that's why I'm happy Carmelo Anthony is not coming back because we just need to start fresh. That's it. Young team. We're gonna need some veterans in there.
Mel doesn't want to sit on the bench and just watch the game. Yeah, I'm sure he's okay with coming off the bench, and he should be by now. But he wants to play at least 15 minutes a game, probably.
The
That's why
only
the Celtics would be a good fit.
the only way I would see Melo coming back to the Knicks if the Knicks do end up trading Cam Reddish, because I don't even know if Cam Reddish will get to play. But if Cam Reddish gets traded, think there's a better chance Melo will come, and I think Cam Reddish will get traded because I don't see the Knicks giving him an extension. They gave one to RJ, Mitch, Julius Randle. They gave Jalen Brunson a big contract. They're gonna have to re-sign quickly and Toppin next season, right? Is it next season already? Or they're gonna have to extend them next season. So the point I'm trying to make is maybe they'll keep him if his demands are not too high. Like, how much do you think a guy like Cam Reddish is realistically worth getting paid?
Well, they don't even have to give him an extension. They could just wait to see what he gets in the open market. He
Yes.
might not have any demand, and he's
Yes.
not gonna play. I mean, he's good, but he's not gonna have based on last season. He was injured, right?
He got injured, yeah.
But
I
he
think
did
he got
play.
a I think he got a chance, but he kind of got injured after a while, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe he will play. I mean, I think he's good. He's got
I
potential.
think he's really good. I really wish the Knicks that year that they drafted RJ Barrett number 3, I wish they could have gotten another pick somewhere so they could get him too. Because what number
We
was
should
he? Number 8, number 10,
yeah, we should
something like that.
definitely get a first round pick for him.
Right. So that's what I wanted to say. Like you're saying, why not just let him? But that's like risking losing him for nothing when we could potentially get a pick. You know.
Yeah,
But with Cam Reddish, I would like to give him a chance. But honestly, if we keep him, I don't see him getting paid. In my opinion, like what I think he's worth realistically is around 12 to 15 million a year the way he is now, but I bet a guy like that is going to want at least 20 million a year.
that's a lot for someone who hasn't really produced anything.
Well, I bet he's going to play his ass off this year if given the opportunity.
He's got a lot of potential, though. I think he's a really good 3 and D guy. Speaking of guys not getting paid, Tyler Hero hasn't got an extension yet.
Well, yeah, what's up with that? Do you think Miami just doesn't want to like did they commit to too many players? Like I only know really a lot more about the Knicks. I know about other teams as well, but Miami, I don't know. I didn't really like I know Jimmy Butler has a huge contract, but who else on there?
Lowry, Bam. I think Tyler Hero's treating himself like he's like a top 3 pick, and he was picked what 14.
Yeah.
He's good, but I think he also didn't really play well in the playoffs.
The problem with Tyler Hero, he's an illusion, meaning like he's good now with this team, but as soon as he leaves to be his own man, I think he'll be disappointed, and the team he'll go to will be disappointed. This
So
happens all the time. Who was that guy in the Bulls, by the way? When Derrick Rose got drafted, he was there. He was like the man.
Ben Gordon.
Ben Gordon, right? Like he's one of those guys. Um, I think Tyler Hero, like Dennis Schroeder, also thought he's like hot stuff. I wanted to say the other S word, you know, but hot. He was hot stuff, and then he turned down an extension by the Lakers, which was so dumb. And now he's getting paid nothing, in the NBA world, right? But $2 million a year for an average person is like, whoa.
Yeah, but when you could get 80 million.
Exactly. Oh man, he messed up bad. You gotta understand, man. If you're a star, you're a star. Okay, then you can make like little demands. But when
Lakers are
you're
probably
like
so relieved
an
that
okay player, you should have taken that Laker extension. Like that's a no brainer, man. That was a steal.
and Lakers are so relieved they didn't give it to him because look, he didn't have any other demand,
Yep, absolutely.
which is probably another punch in the gut for him.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's the thing with Tyler Hero, man. He's got to realize that he's not hot stuff. Okay? He's good now where he is, but he wants to start. He wants to be the man. I don't see that happening, man. Like
Sorry, man. Yeah.
he'll go to a team, he'll do okay, but they're not going to go anywhere.
I think they're gonna probably trade him, but like I said, also, I think Miami is a little overhyped, and I don't think they're going anywhere this season.
Yeah.
Maybe second round exit. Sorry, Miami Heat fans.
Yeah, so we already spoke about this, but I think we spoke about this before Boston's coach got fired. So now that he's fired, or he's not going to be there for the year at least, who is going to be in the finals competing against the Warriors?
Well, look.
By the way, I was right. Real quick, James Wiseman, monster game for his first preseason game off the bench, 23 minutes. How much did he have? 20 points, 9 rebounds, something like that?
I don't know, but he played
Pretty
well. He played
well game, yeah.
But yeah, that's another guy who's potentially injury prone now. But they could take it easy on him. He's got time. But yeah, I think Warriors are winning it all. And the Celtics, if this coach really sucks, they're probably gonna obviously tell him to go back to his original position, and they're probably gonna have to hire a new coach, and they're gonna just fire the current guy who's suspended.
Yeah. Well, if he sucks as a head coach, I don't think they're going to demote him to assistant. They'll just be like, you know what? If you couldn't do well as a head coach, you're just out. We're gonna
No,
find
why not? I mean, he's an assistant coach. It's not like he got hired as a head coach.
That's no. You're right. You're right. I take that back. My bad. You're right because he was successful as an assistant coach. They went to the
But
finals.
this is a hell of an opportunity for him because he's a D2 coach. He came from a D2 school and he was only assistant coach once before in the NBA. So I'm sure he's like really working hard.
I believe it or not, I think now that Boston has this coaching issue, I think the Nets have a real shot going forward. Regroup. Now you got Ben Simmons. So I'm gonna put the Nets and the Milwaukee Bucks if Chris Middleton, if they all stay healthy. I think either Bucks or the Nets. I actually like the Bucks going to the finals versus the Warriors, but the Warriors are gonna win it all.
Yeah. And as much as I hate the Nets, I think this year they're going to actually play well. I think even Kyrie Irving said on media day that he felt like this was the first time that he was embarrassed walking off the court because he got swept, and that was very humbling to them because I feel like Durant is never humbled.
Yeah, no, you're right. They had to fall on the face on the ground. They had to fail in order to go succeed. I think they just thought, oh, we're mad good. we're gonna cruise through Boston like it's nothing.
And also, everyone makes Ben Simmons look like he's bad, and I think he's not that bad. He's not as bad as people make him look. It's not a big deal if he doesn't shoot threes. Like there's tons of
Doesn't
players.
DeMar DeRozan shoot? He doesn't shoot threes either.
Yeah, I mean,
So what's the problem?
this
He's
dude is-
fine. He scores well.
This guy is
People like
like
him.
a top defender, one of the top defenders in the league.
I bet Tom Thibodeau would love to have Ben Simmons.
I think Nick should have got him actually.
Yeah.
But then again, he's a little bit of like a, he looks like
He's just like a little bit of a crybaby. That's why
like
I
a
don't-
prima donna.
Yeah.